Self-storage is big business and the solution to our jam-packed homes.
A little bit overwhelming, that, isn't it?
It's just crazy.
But some have taken storage hoarding to another level.
It is actually a load of rubbish.
Clinging on to things they never see.
Oh, look, a cannon.
Oh my God.
And it's costing them a fortune.
I cannot believe there's all this stuff.
I'm Maggie Mackenzie and I'm an expert in clearing junk and people's excess baggage.
And my past has made me what I am.
Yeah, a hoarder. That's a scary thing.
I'll be asking hoarders to open the doors of their units,
So there's money in storage.
empty out their stash and choose to either keep it, skip it or sell it. Our antiques expert will then pull out any hidden gems
His original violins can fetch hundreds of thousands of pounds.
to take to auction and make some hard cash. In today's show, one hoarder's possessions don't always impress.
Are you serious? £160 for a bit of plastic?
Why? Special offer.
While our other hoarder
Beautiful, isn't it?
has got treasures aplenty.
Good heavens.
Welcome to Storage Hoarders.
I'm in Farnham and Surrey to help two very different styles of hoarder turn some of their possessions into hard cash when they decide to keep it, skip it or sell it.
First up is retired nurse Jean Edwards. She's spent over £2,000 in the past 2 years hoarding a house worth of items she couldn't bear to part with. Daughter Julie wants the unit gone, but can she persuade her mum to change her squirreling ways?
It gets to a point where you're kind of falling over things or you've just got absolutely nowhere to put anything, that's when you sort of realise you've perhaps got a bit of an issue. So I suppose it's just like the squirrel collecting nuts and, you know, hoarding them away. But squirrels then sometimes forget where they've put things.
Mum Jean lives in pretty Farnham in Surrey. Having sold her big family house for a smaller, more manageable home, she discovered there was little space for all her stuff.
That's right.
Unable to part with a lifetime of possessions shared with late husband Ron, she found the answer to her prayers in self-storage.
Sadly, I am a squirrel. Anything I like, I keep. Julie keeps me in line because I say to her, I like that, shall I buy it and take it back? And she'll say, Mum, it's stuff.
Daughter Julie wants to help her mum with her hoarding habits.
To be honest, we've probably got to the point now where we've spent more on the storage unit than we've actually got things that the value of the things I
the
like.
items that are in
It's a bit
there. I
daft,
think you're
really.
right, yeah.
It's a bit daft, really, but
It is a bit daft.
over recent years, Mum's been a bit more kind of courageous in a sense and has given some things away that I thought, you know, that she might have held on to.
But it's not just possessions that Jean stored away. There are happy memories of her late husband and family.
Of course, there will be heaps of photographs of when after the children were born. David was born a couple of years after we got married, and then 2 years later Julie was born, and she was actually born in the house, so that is quite good. Oh dear.
With Julie there to hold her hand, Jean feels now is the right time to downsize her unit. And she would like to bring back some of her favourite sentimental pieces to enjoy at home.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good that you've gone ahead and ordered it because it
Yeah.
just solves a problem, really.
I have ordered a small display unit and I can put my little treasured possessions in there. So it'll be good to have them back again and on display. It'll feel more like a home again now.
Let's hope Jean really is ready to downsize and deal with the memories she's put on ice for so long.
So, hello ladies, which one of you is a storage hoarder then?
Me.
You are guilty.
I am very guilty.
So why have you got this stuff in storage?
Well, when I initially moved, I didn't have sufficient room in my apartment.
So you thought, just put it in there and think about it later.
That's right, yes.
That
Okay.
was my idea, wasn't it?
It
I
was,
suddenly
yes.
spotted this storage unit around the corner and I gave her the idea. So,
Yes.
So you got her
partly to
into
blame.
the bad habit.
Yeah, partly to blame.
Yes.
Is there anything of great sentimental value in there?
There are one or two pieces because they initiate from when we were married, a wedding present, and that's nearly 52 years ago now. So it would be good to see them and to remind me of a lovely day. So, yeah.
So what are you going to be doing with all this cash that you're not going to be spending each month?
Well, we have decided that we're going to have a little holiday.
That's a much better use of the money, isn't it?
Well, we think so, yes. I'm sorry you had to remind us because it's a bit of a shock, and I think I might need to go and lay down in a dark room for a little while, yes.
No, you're set to work now, dear.
Oh, shame. I thought you'd forgotten about that.
I want to help Jean disentangle what she really needs from the truly sentimental. Next up is hoarder Pete Thursby and his friend Phil. Pete has spent over £3,500 in 2 years storing his mammoth collection of model trains and other toys. So how did Pete get himself into this position?
I started collecting models. I've always been into model railways, and 27 grand later, I feel it's time to cease buying things, or at least cut down.
Pete lives in Hook on the main line to London with his best friend Phil. It's the perfect spot for him because by day he's an engine driver, but by night he indulges in his passion for toy engines.
Us boys never grow up. I mean, I'm a big kid at heart, I am. Yeah, I am. But I'm sensible when I need to be. Like at work, you've got to switch your big kid head off then and be a professional.
His carefully hand-picked collection has cost him a staggering amount of money.
Hasn't this obsession gone far enough with trains? I've only spent a few bob on it. A few bob? What, 27k, a few bob?
It all began in earnest 3 years ago when, after the breakup of his relationship, he turned to retail therapy, buying trains.
I've got that one, I've got that one.
Right.
I've got that one. I've got everything in there except that one and that one there.
Even Pete admits the collecting habit has run away with him.
It's excessive. I mean, £27,000 is a lot of money, and to be honest with you, I'm still paying some of it back. I'm still paying it back.
You've done the full spectrum almost of collecting, and it always seems to be outlandish things.
It's an addiction, but the way I look at it, it's an investment as well.
Friend Phil sees it differently and is determined to help his mate get back on the right track.
He needs to move on with his life, and I'd just like to see him be happy and just declutter his life, really.
I need to purchase a house again, so I'm looking to move things on. I do believe the general consensus is that I just hoard too much stuff and there's really no need for it anymore.
Can I help collectaholic Pete to stop frittering money on toys and put it towards buying his own home?
So, Pete, why do you want to clear the unit now?
I'm looking to get rid of some stuff out of there.
Yeah.
Because I no longer require it. I've grown out of a lot of it, to be honest with you.
OK, remind me what you've got in there.
I've got my model railway collection that I've only been collecting for 3 years.
You're a railway driver, aren't you?
Hence my job, yeah, of driving trains, yes.
Yeah. So you're not getting enough of that at work?
Can't take one home, unfortunately.
I think he would if he could, wouldn't he?
It's an interest I've had for years, since I was a little boy.
And what would you say to all this, Phil?
I mean, the railways, the trains has become, as Pete said, it's become an obsession. It was just parcels after parcels turning up at the house. The door would ring and I'd just be like, oh, my God, there's more. And it just kept coming. But now I'm at a different chapter in my life where I would like to buy a house. I'm prepared to let some go.
You've got 27 grand's worth of stuff in that storage and you're spending £100 a month. That is your house deposit. That is it.
I know.
What's your priority?
I hope Phil can help Pete get his priorities right when it comes to sorting through his stuff.
So, what's the story behind this?
Coming up, our hoarders unlock the doors of their units and get sentimental about the past.
Look at that outfit, that's amazing.
But at auction, will sentiment turn to excitement?
I can't get over that.
Welcome back to Storage Hoarders. Today I'm in Farnham helping two very different hoarders stop storing possessions they no longer see or use. Earlier we met Jean, who downsized her family home and stored away 50 years of cherished mementos belonging to her life with late husband Ron. And child at heart Pete, whose hoarding habit has seen him collect over £27,000 worth of model trains. Later, I'll be asking our antiques expert to pick out any unwanted treasures from their stash, which could be sold at auction and make them some hard cash.
It's now time for some radical action. We're about to open up the storage units and see if we can turn some of their possessions into hard cash.
This is it. Is it the moment of truth?
First to unlock his storage unit is train driver Pete. This will be the first time best friend Phil has seen the full extent of his passion for collecting.
Oh my God.
Pete has spent over £3,500 in 2.5 years storing various collections of train sets, cult toys and other memorabilia. It all looks very orderly, but what lurks beneath?
Dare I ask, what's in all these boxes that are sealed up?
Yeah, models. Models. I guess they're all models.
What's this lot?
Oh, they're the novelty lighters I used to collect when I was abroad.
Lighters?
Yeah.
How many have you got in here?
Oh, about 400, 300,
400
400.
lighters?
Yeah. Ironically, I don't smoke.
So the point of that was what?
Collectaholic.
I knew he was a collector, but this has reached epic proportions. I need to get him to start whittling this down.
Oh my goodness me. Just walk straight past you. Strapped to the gunnels. Oh my goodness me. Is this mainly model railway then?
Only the first 27 grand.
So what's the story behind this?
I bought it for my ex-partner's 40th birthday.
Uh-huh.
As a surprise for her, because obviously, surprise.
What a nice surprise or a nasty surprise.
It was a clean split,
Right.
and it was just, me go that way, I go that way, and it was, unfortunately, that came with me.
But hold on, it didn't chase you out the door. You could have easily left it behind.
I don't know why I've got it.
So you don't want it anyway?
No, you can have it, sweetie.
Fine. Maybe even put it to charity.
And how much was it?
Yeah, how much was it?
£125.
Oh dear. What's all this
These are
then?
part of the phone card collection I had.
You are nuts, aren't you?
I mean, you look at some of these, OK? I mean, they're only £2 ones. Some of them I paid £20 for.
What they're worth? Nothing.
Exactly.
I've seen enough of Pete's collecting madness.
Can you keep him in check?
Right, we're on it.
Don't say you'll try, just do it, OK? Right.
We're on it.
See you.
Let's hope sorting his trains and toys will be child's play for Pete today.
After all this time, Julie, I've forgotten most of it.
Now it's Jean's turn to face her unit, costing her £2,000 over 2 years. Daughter Julie is here to help.
So,
I've actually forgot there was always plastic in here. Right, should we just rip all the plastic?
Jean's unit is packed with a lifetime of possessions shared with late husband Ron, and she hasn't seen them for years. I want to find out more about the special pieces that are buried amongst the day-to-day.
Seriously, I don't really need that. Well,
ah, you're just in time. Muscle power.
Can I have a look?
Yeah,
See
of
what-
course
so
you
you've
can.
got all this stuff out. What have you got so far? You've got
suitcases.
suitcases,
stuff.
laundry basket. So what else do we got here? Oh,
So
it
exciting.
is so exciting. Oh, oh my goodness me. These are quite interesting. Oh my goodness, these are so cute.
My
What's the story?
husband's father was in India again during the war, and if you can see, they are made of leather,
Yes.
and they're the genuine article.
I think they might be worth something. Who knows? I have no idea, but I think they're special.
I haven't the room for them, so
Oh, I love your attitude. I love it.
somebody else might appreciate them more than I.
Okay, ladies, actually, you've got a fascinating stash here.
We have.
But we've got to get it all out, and then we can sort it much more easily.
All
Yeah?
right.
Okay,
Yes.
you
Good
okay
idea.
to carry on?
Absolutely
Good idea.
fine.
With a positive attitude like that, I hope I can help Jean part with her other items just as easily.
Do you have a prisoner of war guide in that one?
Yeah, I've seen that before.
Yeah.
To help our storage hoarders downsize their clutter, I've asked them to split their unit into 3 categories. Keep it for anything that's really special, skip it for rubbish, or sell it for anything that might be worth a bob or two. I've also added a charity bin for items that are too good to throw.
What are these?
Models.
Need I ask?
Our storage hoarders have just 3 hours to sort out all their stuff.
Why?
Special offer.
Did you say you needed some of that?
This is what Auntie Ivy gave me.
Oh, yeah.
Bit of pool pottery.
Let me guess, never been out of the box.
These were quite fashionable in their time, weren't they?
With their hoard spread out, it's time to get decisive.
Right, this is where the hard work begins, Julie.
Jean's neat pile of household objects looked quite straightforward, while Pete's pile wouldn't look out of place in a horror film.
Another one? Was he cold or something?
Pete seems to be having no trouble dumping his Hoarder dolls straight off the bat. So I want to know, what was the attraction in the first place?
At the time you bought them, what was going on in your mind?
I was interested in them. I like the horror films, I like the models, so I bought the models. But obviously I've grown out of it now, hence I'm getting rid of them.
On to another addiction.
No. I've grown out of it.
Phil, are you dubious about this?
I've heard it all before.
And how long have you known him?
25 years.
Thank you.
OK, well, we're proving time.
I want to bite the bullet while Pete is out for selling his dolls. So I'm sending him off to a specialist shop to find out if Hoarder dolls still have value. Hoarder dolls have been popular ever since the cult sci-fi and horror movies of the 70s.
You're good. I'm good, thank you. Yeah. So we'll talk back collectibles today.
Yes, please.
If you have a Hoarder doll hidden in your attic, then the general rule is the rarer they are, the more valuable, and don't crush the boxes. They're worth more if they're in mint condition. Hoarder dolls are collectible and Pete's are in tip-top condition, so they could be worth a tidy sum. Rare Chucky dolls can make hundreds of pounds.
OK, thank you for that. That's very kind of you.
If Pete does decide to sell them on an online auction site, he should get lots of interest. But the question is, does he want to let them go?
I'm going to have a mass clear out of many of my items and create some space and build up my bank account.
That's great news, Pete. Back at the unit, Jean and daughter Julie have made headway with the items for their skip and charity piles.
That's looking good.
Now, if you pass me those cases, because they're going to go to charity.
Oh, yeah.
They are empty, aren't they?
They are empty. No,
there's no money in there at all that I've saved at any time.
But these suitcases have more than monetary value attached to them.
Very proud of these cases we were, because...
what, those ones?
Yeah, because Dad and I went on a holiday abroad for the first time, and I insisted on having matching cases. I think that was Dad's, and that was
yours.
mine.
I'm really impressed at Jean's generosity, sharing meaningful items from her family's past.
Oh, look at this. This is really funny. You recognise that hat?
It's not funny.
Look at that outfit. That's amazing.
I was terrified. I remember having that photograph taken. I just had to sit.
You look a bit slightly...
yes.
So you are going to keep this, aren't you?
Well, I will. I will
sure,
for a
because
time.
I mean, if you don't keep it, I'm definitely keeping it. You just can't throw this away.
No, you're right. No, I don't want to throw it away.
Yeah.
Sifting through her things has become a chance to share long-forgotten stories with her daughter. I want to find out more about the memorable possessions Jean's chosen to take home.
See, we've got lots of sentimental items
Yes,
here.
yes.
This looks like you and a picture of your husband.
That's right, yes.
When was this taken?
That was about 15 or 16 years ago now. That was a good day, that was.
This is beautiful. Who's this?
My husband bought that for me,
Aww.
even though he's missing a little bit there.
Yes.
This
That's the pipe, is it?
Yes.
The end of the pipe.
So I'm
So
keeping
you want to keep this? And
I'd
this will
like
go
to
in your
keep
display
that,
cabinet.
yes.
You shall keep it.
Yeah,
you
thank you very
shall
much.
keep it. And then who's this little puddy cat here?
That's Sana.
Sana.
She was our very precious little cat.
Yeah, she was good fun.
And then when she died, we had her cremated.
Oh, did you?
And the vet put her in here. But we had a tree planted in memory of Ron when he died.
Yes.
And on the day of the blessing, we
Yes.
took Sana with us. When no one was looking, we popped her underneath. Yes, so she is with Ron. Yes.
They were quite inseparable anyway, weren't they? So
that is lovely.
Yes.
That is very nice.
I'm so pleased this has been a chance for Jean to get her much-loved possessions out of storage and back home, to take pride of place in her new cabinet. Meanwhile, Pete's found yet another collection for the sell pile, this time of old records. But I'm concerned that his train collection worth £27,000 hasn't been touched.
can you just talk me through this lot and tell me
I've only had
why they're still on the keep pile? £159.99. Are you serious? £160 for a bit of plastic?
There's 2 coaches in there.
Right.
There's also another 2 coaches that you have to buy separately.
Oh, well,
and
in
I believe
that
they're
case-
£40 each.
So 2 coaches is £160?
Yeah.
I know. It's mad, isn't it?
Quality.
Is there nothing here that you can...
That train there can go. Yeah, that one in between the 2 boxes there.
I get the feeling Pete doesn't want to part with his trains. Maybe our antiques expert later will persuade him otherwise and get him to sell more. Remember, the money goes towards his house deposit. With not long to go, our hoarders are finally getting through the last of their items.
So this is Skip.
Yes.
Skip,
That's for charity.
I hope the charity want all this stuff.
Phil's managed to get Pete to part with some of his other collections.
One of your impulse purchases?
It's a synthesizer, £300. Never been used, mate.
That was a wise purchase, wasn't it?
But there's one piece that Pete's still unsure about.
Have you ever seen those pictures on the wall where they light up and it looks like the water's moving? It's nice when it's lit up. Doesn't it look nice, mate, when it's lit up?
I think it's probably an acquired taste, mate, to be
Well, of
honest.
course it is.
You're so polite.
That's why it's going in the
absolutely
sale pile.
horrendous.
Right, that'll go
Yeah,
then.
let's just get rid of it.
Good call, Pete. Time's up and he's got plenty in the sale pile, and Jean and Julie have swept their unit clean. There's plenty for charity and even more to sell.
Look, I found a glass, Julie. Have you got anything to put in it?
Next step, to find out if there's value in the pieces they're happy to sell. Coming up, our antiques expert finds plenty to shout about.
Anywhere between £5 and £10 per plate.
Wow.
At least.
And will our storage hoarders feel the benefit at auction?
We might even be able to afford an ice cream.
Welcome back to Storage Hoarders, where I've been helping 2 very different kind of hoarders open up their storage units and decide whether to keep, skip, or sell their belongings. Now I want to know if there's any value in their stash. First up are Jean and Julie. They've sorted through a lifetime's worth of family memorabilia that's been a real joy to revisit. I've asked design guru Gillian Anderson-Price to look through Jean's mountain of memories and unearth any hidden treasures to take to auction.
I found some things I think are quite interesting, but I'm quite interested to know what you think is like your star item, what you're going to make the most money from.
I would have thought that my dinner service is collectible.
This,
that one.
the Midwinter?
Yes.
Yeah, really interesting factory, Midwinter. Incredibly stylish, mid-century, 50s, 60s. Terence Conran designed for them. You know, it's all about mid-century right now. Everybody's, you know, really getting into the 50s and 60s. So this is really nice. I think this is going to be really interesting. I'd like, it's very pretty pattern.
How much would you say that Jean could make at auction?
I mean, retail, you're going to see that anywhere between £5 and £10 per plate.
Wow.
At least.
Ooh.
You know?
Well, that's a promising start, and Gillian has spotted something else she thinks could be popular at auction, but it's in the keep pile.
Got a Festival of Britain exhibition guide.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So I was there, you see. I went to there. So the Skylon and all these. And that was when the Festival Hall was built.
Of course.
Yeah. Look at this inside. The ads. But, I mean, they're just exquisite.
Oh,
you want to keep this?
Not particularly, no. If you'd like to take it away, you're very welcome.
So, all right, so let's put that maybe over here as well, shall we?
Yes, please, yes.
Okay.
That's good news. I want to see what Gillian will make of the shoes belonging to Jean's father-in-law, brought back from India and originating in Turkey.
Interior designers love this sort of thing. And also, you know, in a little decorative display dome, really pretty. I'd definitely like to send those to auction. I think they're absolutely charming. Really nice. Absolutely.
Among Jean's family memorabilia, Gillian's discovers some gold jewellery. But is it valuable?
That's 9-carat gold, set with a little tiny diamond.
Gillian, have you got any idea roughly how much this gold might be worth?
Let's see. That's probably about £200.
Oh, yes, please.
I think we're getting a little bit of money together now. I'm getting quite excited.
Gold prices can fluctuate regularly, but for now, Gillian has estimated them at £200. Let's see what happens at auction. Other items Gillian wants to send to auction are the Midwinter dining set, estimated at £50 to £100, the commemorative collectibles at £50 to £100, the Turkish slippers, estimated at £20 to £30, the collection of gold jewellery, estimated at £150 to £200. She's also unearthed a silver chain estimated at £30 to £40, and some nostalgic children's games at £20 to £40. Finally, Gillian spotted a piece of her favourite ceramic, Poole pottery.
Poole, very famous factory. This is a very late piece. I would guess it's kind of 80s.
Yes.
You know, it even says dishwasher and oven proof. We could certainly do a little bit of research. Maybe we'll find out that this is some incredibly rare pattern and is worth a ton of money, which would be really nice, wouldn't it?
Poole pottery can be highly collectible. Prices can reach as much as £3,000 for a rare vintage piece. Jean's plate is modern, so Gillian wants her to meet Barry Wolford of the Poole Pottery Collectors Club to see some good examples of Poole pottery and find out if there's any value in her plate.
So, Poole pottery started late 19th century.
Did indeed, yeah. Carter and Company. They were the people that started Poole. You have to have a piece of Carter's.
You do, absolutely.
Yeah.
And an interesting mark here, you've got the Carter Poole mark, and then this is the decorator's mark.
Poole pottery always has a mark on the base, which helps you date a piece. The earliest pieces carry the Carter mark, and by the 1950s it became a dolphin mark. You'll need a good reference book to decode all of them.
This is 50s.
Yes, this is freeform.
Isn't that lovely?
That is pretty.
See, I think this is really quite now.
Yes.
They produced these unusual shapes, and it was innovative.
That is something I think that is quite clear with Poole, is the fact that they absolutely moved with the fashions.
With the times, yes.
Everything
exactly.
you can see, you know, that is 1930s, that is 50s.
Over the years, different artists designed the pottery, so you'll see a vast mix of styles from Art Deco to the psychedelic 60s. You can still buy Poole pottery today.
These items are made in the studio down at Poole on the quay right now. I think the quality of them are absolutely superb. They really are good.
This little cat here on the table surprises me. I had no idea that Paul made animals.
They did indeed, yeah. Not a particular favourite of mine, the animals,
No,
but...
I have to say they're not a particular favourite of mine. What do you think? You love it? You love it?
Yeah, Jean
really?
loves it, yeah.
Well, we're cat people.
Oh.
And it's some of those that actually
Fetch the big money?
fetch the big money.
It's now time for Barry to value Jean's plate.
That is a normal run-of-the-mill piece of pool tableware. Mid-80s. Actually, my wife's got a piece of this which she still uses, so...
I mean, this brings back memories for me because it was a gift from my aunt, a silver wedding anniversary gift from her.
Yeah.
So I did have that on display for a good many years in my home until I altered the decor, and sadly it disappeared into a cupboard.
So, do you think we could sell it?
You could.
To a pool collector?
Not to a pool collector, no.
I think we should go and put some cake on that plate now.
Oh, I think that's a very good idea, yes.
Yeah. Good.
Yes. We've had an extremely interesting morning. We've met Barry and we've seen some beautiful examples in his collection.
I was absolutely gutted for him, really, because we knew that our piece wasn't that valuable. So I was sorry to see he was disappointed, but in a way it did really show up how good his collection is.
Yes,
So,
yes.
But it's been fun. It's been really, really interesting.
Very interesting.
Unsurprisingly, the plate has no resale value, but it has rekindled lovely memories, and Jean plans to take it home and use it. Let's hope her other items are worth more at auction. Well, we'll soon find out as it's auction time. We're here in Chiswick to see if Jean is ready to let years of family memories go under the hammer.
What are you most excited about seeing sold?
Well, the dinner service to me was, it was a wedding gift.
And how do you feel about it going?
Really, it would be nice to have someone use it again, to bring it back into the into general use. Yes.
Oh, that's
yes.
good. And what's your high hope for today?
There is a silver piece there, which was my husband's granddad. There's a little horseshoe on there. Well, he used to plough fields with a horse. That would be quite interesting to see.
The sale's about to start, but we just have time to find out what today's auctioneer, Matthew Caddick, thinks of Jean's stash.
Overall today, I think they've got saleable items, no question. I think they're going to struggle with the large dinner services, the midwinters and that kind of thing are really going to struggle in today's auction. So I think that's where they're going to fall down. At the moment, gold and silver are at a real premium in the auction house. Prices for the scrap and the raw material are so high that things like wristwatches and rings are regularly being melted down for their scrap. The Turkish shoes, I mean, I can't see them making hundreds of pounds, but certainly low tens I would expect them to walk out the door.
I hope all of Jean's other auction lots walk out the door too, so she can spend the money on that relaxing holiday she's planning with daughter Julie. First up is Jean's Festival of Britain memorabilia, estimated at £50 to £100.
And start me £50 for it. 50 is bid and 5 I'll take. At 55, 60, 5. Are we all done? I'm going to sell it at 60.
I can't get over that.
£60, just above the low end of the estimate and a good start. Next up, it's the lovely Turkish shoes brought back by Jean's father-in-law during the war and estimated at £20 to £30.
£20 is bid and 2 I'll take. At £20, take 2 now. 22, 25, 28. Nice thing for the money at £25. Unusual lot. And selling then, all done at £25.
They've been packed away, so
I know.
Somebody's going to have them.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
£25, right in the middle of the estimate and enough to please Jean. The old toys and games also sold for £10, but sadly the dinner service that Jean wanted to find a good home for didn't sell.
Never mind. There's other things that we've got.
So you're a bit disappointed that didn't
A little bit, yes. But, as you say, there must be somebody out there that would like it. So, yeah, there must be.
Next is a silver chain her grandfather used to wear while ploughing, estimated at £30 to £40.
£20 I bid and 2 I'll take. 22 there, 25, 28. At £25 there, 28 there now, 30, 32, 35, 38. Still cheap. Are we all done? At £35 then it's selling, 35.
That's good. I'm pleased with that. Yeah. I see the gentleman that bought it. Hope he values it and uses it.
Yes.
You know, yes.
£35, brilliant, and Jean's delighted someone else will get enjoyment from it. Lastly, it's time for the ladies' gold rings and wristwatch, estimated at £150 to £200.
Starting with me at £150, I'll take 160 in the room. 160, 170, 180, 190, 200, 210's my last, 220. At £210 of me, take 220 now. 220 there. At £220 at the back of the room, and we all done it out at £220. Sold 220.
Good heavens.
I think we're going further than the South Coast.
Yes, I think so. We might even be able to afford an ice cream.
For £220 from the gold jewellery, I imagine Jean can afford more than that.
Ooh,
you're rolling in it. Rolling in it.
Yes. We might even have to see if we've got some other things that we can sell now as well. We've got the hang of it, you see.
You've got a taste.
Got a taste for it.
Yes. Yeah. So you could become a regular at auctions.
Yes.
For a novice, Jean's had amazing success at auction today. After commission, she's made £327.44 at auction, and she's completely cleared out her storage unit, saving her £1,052 a year, making a grand total of £1,379.44. Fantastic. So does Jean think her days of storage are over for good?
Could you see yourself ever getting back into that again?
No, I have no need. I'd worked really hard to sell the house and pack up and move. And I just got to a point that I couldn't do anymore. It was a stopgap, and it was a safety net for me. Sadly, it went on a bit longer than I anticipated, but it was good. Yes.
And it's sorted now.
It's sorted.
All cleared.
With all your help, yes. With all your help and everybody else's help.
It's been a pleasure helping you. Honestly,
Good.
It's been great.
Good.
Yeah, with a bit of extra support, you know, problem solved really in a way, isn't it?
That's right.
Jean's earmarked some possessions shared with late husband Ron for her display cabinet at home. I hope she gets lots of enjoyment from them and a moment in the sun with daughter Julie. Coming up, Pete's playing trains when he meets the experts.
I could see that possibly being best part of £200.
But will he be a kid in a sweet shop when it comes to auction?
Milky bars on me?
Welcome back to Storage Hoarders, where I've been helping two hoarders decide whether to keep, skip, or sell the contents of their units so they can wave goodbye to storage. Earlier, Jean emptied her unit, saving a yearly storage fee of over £1,000. Plus, she made over £300 at auction.
Good heavens.
Freeing her up to enjoy a holiday in the sun with daughter Julie. Now it's collectomaniac Pete's turn to face the truth. He's spent over £3,500 in 2.5 years storing toy collections he never plays with.
Don't even know where I got any of this from.
But now he's ready to rein in his collecting habit and raise a big cheque to put towards buying a house. I've asked back antiques expert Gillian Anderson-Price to see if she can identify any treasures to sell at auction.
Guys, we've got Gillian here. Is there anything that you particularly want to show Gillian?
I think the interesting bits could be the records and the watch.
Do you know what I'd like to look at? The pocket watch.
Okay.
Pocket watch has been around since the 1500s. Particularly relevant to you is the fact that the railways made it necessary for absolutely everyone to know what time it was. As far as value is concerned, I don't think we've got a huge one here. But it's still interesting and is a pocket watch, and we've got a little bit of railway memorabilia on the back. So that definitely, I think, should go to auction.
Now, what does she think of Railroad Pete's old records?
Yeah, interesting. Yeah,
nice condition, actually.
Beautiful condition. Condition's important with everything, absolutely. They look great. Definitely send them to auction. How many are there? 3?
Just 3.
Three?
Yeah,
Well, maybe 20
4.
to 30.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely.
What, for the 3?
For the 3, yeah.
The
All
items
Malta.
Gillian's picked out for auction to help towards Pete's house deposit are the stopwatch estimated at £10 to £20, the records at £20 to £30, and she also thinks he should take the novelty lighters estimated at £150 to £300 and an old British rail lantern estimated at £25 to £35. Now, what about Pete's trains? He's convinced the £27,000 he spent on them is going to be a worthy investment for the future, so he wants to hang on to most of the collection. I'm interested to get Gillian's opinion.
Now, I noticed that most of your trains are Bachmann, which is a very interesting firm. Sort of around the 20s, they started experimenting with celluloid. That's how they ended up getting into model trains. They really moved with the times and have built a fantastic empire of model trains, which leads me on to your collection, which is very vast and not very specialist. I don't think that you need all these trains. And I would like to take you to a train specialist, a model train specialist, and help you. I would like you to become a collector rather than an acquirer. And if we can teach you what to look for to build a valuable collection that will become an asset, you are not going to make any money out of these. Your children aren't going to make any money out of these.
Harsh words, but Gillian wants Pete to invest his money more wisely. Vintage model train sets can be worth a great deal of money. The most valuable old trains date from pre-World War I and can reach up to £30,000 for brands like Marklin and Bing. Gillian's taking Pete to meet model railway collector Bob Treacher, who can advise him on how to spot an investment piece. And he starts by showing him a vintage train.
There's one there that was made by Hornby Dublo, which was part of the Meccano Empire, that was made around about 1949, 1950. That particular colour version is extremely difficult to find.
And this train is worth?
I would think in the region of £700 to £800.
Retail.
Retail.
In contrast, limited edition trains like Pete's were produced in the last 20 years by the thousands. They therefore tend not to increase in value as much as the rarer, older trains like Bob's. So what value would he give Pete's trains?
If he was selling that one today, I would expect that one probably to fetch in a region of about 160.
And how much did it cost?
Got that for 111.
And this one?
37s have always been a very popular loco, still are. I could see that possibly being best part of £200.
What did you pay for that one?
I think they were 160 for the pair.
It's good to know that Pete's limited editions have increased slightly in value, but if he had invested in the older models, he could be sitting on a small fortune. So, is Pete willing to fast-track his newer models for a sale?
Perhaps my next move will be to offload probably 50% at least of what I own. Because realistically, I do have too much. After seeing Bob's Railway, I think I could possibly get back into making one myself again.
That's a result. Pete may part with up to 50% of his trains on an online auction. It's auction time again and Pete's hoarding habits have resurfaced. He wants to hang on to his railway lantern and stopwatch and has pulled them from the auction. So, is he positive about the rest of his lots?
How are you feeling?
It's different, it's nice. It's something I've always wanted to experience.
Yeah.
And
You've not been to an auction before?
Never, no. And it's quite interesting.
You're not going to be tempted to buy anything, are you?
Absolutely not. Mind you, I have noticed an old Hornby railway set that's 60 years old, but I'm going to leave that alone.
Are you?
On advice from you.
Marvellous. Isn't it good? He's learning.
I've learned.
That's great. Excellent. Do you have any reserves on your items? The lighters, what's the reserve on those?
I put a reserve of 300 on those.
300?
So, with the auction closed, what does auctioneer Matthew think of Pete's offerings?
Pete's collection, we've been presented with 4 records, Fats Domino and others. Let's just hope there's some fans in the room. It's a low estimate, so we're not expecting retirement money here, but they've got a little chance. Lighters, well, there's 300 of them, so if you need a light, here's your chance. 300 lighters, £1 each. Doesn't seem unreasonable. Let's see what happens. For the life-size gorilla.
Let's see if reason rules when his lots go under the hammer. First up are Pete's records, estimated at £20 to £30.
Your lot now, yeah.
10A now, 4 vinyl records containing their original box. I've got interest here with me at £10, I'll take 12 in the room. At £10 with me, 12 there, 15, 18, and 20's here with me, would you like 2 now? At £20 here with me, I'll take 2 in the room at £20. On the money then at £20. £20 is selling.
Milky Bars on me?
You happy with that?
A sale at £20 and within the estimate. Now it's time to see if collectaholic Pete can bear to part with his novelty lighters. He's placed a high reserve on them of £300. Will they spark any interest?
20A now, a large selection of novelty gas lighters. And I've bid already at £280, I'll take £290 in the room. £1 a piece, nearly at £280, take £290 now. At £280, no further bidding on £280. Is that it? Seems like a £280, not quite enough for the owner. We're going to have to pass on that one today at £280. The commission bid has not done quite enough at £280. Not sold.
It's 20 quid short. Ah.
Yeah, that's right. Never mind. It's been a good day out.
Yeah, enjoyed it.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
It's experience.
£280, that's only just missed the reserve. Looks like Pete will be taking them home after all.
Are you going to take them home again with you?
Yeah, I put a reserve on those for the reason is somebody back home has made a cash offer on them.
For around how much?
About 300.
300.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so you've got a buyer for those for £300, right? And you've got your vinyl, your £20 for your vinyl. Yeah. But what about all the other stuff that you've got?
Well, the horror figures, they went about 2 weeks ago.
How did you sell those?
Somebody heard about me having them and they showed some interest, so I let my mate have them.
Excellent. So you got some money back from then?
I did, yes. And I've also sold some models on the internet auction.
What, railway models?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Because you guys kick-started me.
It's been a low-key auction, but Pete's not disheartened. After commission, he's made £18.40 at auction. He's started to shed his collections and has made £130 from his horror dolls. He also sold his lighters and watch for £320, making a grand total of £468.40. And if Pete does decide to downsize, he could save another £1,363 a year on storage fees. Pete's made a great start clearing out his collections, but can a collectaholic really change his ways?
I've made my mind up now that, one, I am not buying any more collectible stuff ever. You know, I've done that for many years.
Do you know what? You actually sound convincing. I am actually convinced by what you're saying.
I think it's been a long time coming. It's long overdue.
But do you think that's right?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Fab. So no more buying. When did you last buy stuff? I mean,
a model?
Yeah. When did you last buy a model?
The truth is, 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
But that's a one-off.
I'm going to give Pete the benefit of the doubt. So what about the money he's made?
I'd say well done.
I've put the money aside in a savings account.
Good for you.
It's a start.
Good.
I hope Pete can stave off his appetite for buying more trains and put the money he saves towards his dream home.
So there you have it. A great result as our storage hoarders have decluttered and downsized, plus saved and made some money along the way. Don't forget to join me, Aggie Mackenzie, next time on Storage Hoarders.